possible.
All right, sound check, please.
Hold my beer.
Yo.
You're still even coming up in the yellow yet. Try that again.
Yo.
Barely. You.
Yo.
All right, so this is hopefully not just a one-shot, but this is an experiment of mine as we are trying to make up various product lines for the Silver Weaver Company. This is a system we call XD6, based on the idea you'll be rolling numbers of D6s to do stuff, although not as bad as what West End and some other D6 games did. Go ahead and pick 4 chips out of there. Actually, I'm generous. Pick 5. You don't have to have, this one doesn't have color codes. Just take 5 out. Yeah.
Big.
Just take 5 out for me.
Okay.
How much you would bet I'm in the yellow just from talking like this?
Try again.
How much you would bet I'm in the yellow just
No,
from talking like
you're still in
this?
green.
Oh, I did hit yellow though.
That was me. How many did you get out of there?
I got 4.
4? Here's another one.
Gotta be good.
5 for them. 5 for them. And those minis actually have a second mini, a little animal with them.
You do?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
But we're not using the animals today, I don't think.
Oh, where's my mini?
I handed it to you, didn't I?
Oh yeah, you took it back.
So I did. So when you open it up, leave the animal in your plastic for me, if you would, please.
I will do that.
That way we don't lose them. So the theory, modus operandi? The inspiration, that's the word I'm looking for. The inspiration for this game was I wanted not only a game system that I could play with kids, because eventually I will have some, but I also wanted something to introduce people who have never role-played before to a role-playing game. So the game mechanics here are very, very simple. The game is engineered for one-shots and short campaigns. I don't think with the way the system mechanically works, it will work well for a very extended campaign. But let's say your players are wanting a little break and want to do something different for a couple of weeks. This would be a good system to use for that. So that's how I kind of built it. We are going to play a campaign called The Dragon Next Door. That's the setting. Particularly, this is The Dragon Next Door at LEADSMORE, which is the name of the town we live in. LEADSMORE is in the middle of Midwest America. We can picture it as being somewhere along the Illinois and Kansas border, right? Lots of plains around. The area actually has had some...
You think of Missouri.
Sorry, Missouri. Lots of creeks around, lots of small rivers, lots of hills, lots of forest.
It's okay, I had to stop and think about it for a second too.
And life in LEADSMORE is pretty quiet. LEADSMORE is a fairly big town for being not off the main track. It's probably got about, I would say probably about 20, 25,000 people altogether at any one time.
Something like Palmetto size.
Yeah, and some of that is people coming through because as it's basically in the middle of the heartland, a lot of what you have people passing through for like a week or so. They're on an assignment, they got to go somewhere, or they're truckers, or they're like just moving through the country and they stayed for a couple of days. So not all 25,000 people are actually residents. There's probably only about 15 to 18,000 residents at any one time. So it's a somewhat small town, okay? It is modern. You've got Wi-Fi all over, which the kids are rejoicing because you didn't have that last year. And it's kind of what you picture in small town America. You've
Kids
got
have discovered porn.
Yeah. You've got a fairly religious setting. If you're Catholic, you're somewhat weird, and no one's ever seen a Jew.
That's pretty realistic.
That, or if you're Catholic, people automatically assume you're Mexican because immigrant labor comes through all the time, right? The big social dynamic here is the Rotary Club and the 4-H.
And the Eagles.
And Fraternal Order of the Eagles. And although the town is somewhat small, they have their pride and joy, the Municipal Hall building, which there's a new event every week as they try to make themselves seem bigger and more cultured than they actually are because the town has a bit of an inferiority complex.
Do they have a Boy Scouts?
They have what?
Boy Scouts?
No, they've already gone bankrupt.
Oh.
Yeah, we're playing modern year. They've
Okay.
They've actually already gone bankrupt.
Didn't you have Girl Scouts there? I imagine.
Nope.
Probably. Really?
If I remember correctly, the Boy Scouts of America and the Girl Scouts of America are the same organization.
No.
They're
They're
the
still
same
selling
parents.
cookies.
No.
Really?
Girl Scouts
Okay,
is separate.
so yes, the Girl
separate
Scouts actually are here. So you could be a Girl Scout if you wanted to.
No thanks.
All the players are cousins. The 2 characters I'm going to be trolling are the Battler and the Bookworm. That's going to be Dorothy and Samuel Baker. Sam's the battler, he's a boy. And Dorothy is the bookworm. And not for the sake of like SJW-ness, but actually in my head, I kind of pictured that this family actually has like got some Afro roots. Thinking maybe their family originally moved north from like Louisiana. So Sam and Dorothy are both actually kind of like
Tan?
no. See, I hate to use the term, but the old term for it was quadroon.
Oh.
But that's racist and sexist now.
So,
I'm sorry, racist and vile now. But you can tell they have African ancestry, right?
So they're tan.
Sam actually has blonde hair, but he's got dark skin.
Yeah, they're tan.
And Dorothy's got the typical type of hair you see of people of African descent, and she's only lightly complected. But her nose is really wide, which she's very sensitive about.
Yeah, so basically like my dad's family.
Yeah, your dad would be a really good example I'm going with for Sam. Other than it's going to be a little darker.
Yeah, because my dad had, especially when he's tanned, is very dark. Back in the 70s when we lived in Savannah, a lot of people thought he was half black.
Yeah, I've been writing a lot about Louisiana recently, so that's what's kind of in my head.
No, seriously, a lot of people thought my dad was half black.
All right.
They thought we were half. They thought we were as kids half black.
So the setup then is I need names for your characters.
It's an Ed.
Ed and
Edward.
I don't know.
yet to be determined.
Isla?
Isla?
Isla.
Isla. From the German side of the family. Okay, I got no problem with that. You got lots of Izzy Azalea jokes and Liza Schlesinger jokes when she got popular out here.
Okay.
All right. So we got Ed, played by my friend Cowboy here, is our Tinkerer, which is a new thing for him because normally he plays like frontline kind of battle characters. And
I want to try something new.
Isla's going to be played by my wife. She's our camper. Now, the roles are fairly broad so that you can put them in any setting. But let's get started. So it is the last day of school for the year 2020. Everyone is like that on edge, right? Kids do have to show up for school. Otherwise, they'd all just skip and take the absence, because if you don't show up for school, the school has a policy, so they had problems with it in the past, of they will dock you full letter grades on all your subjects. Yeah, school will be quite strict.
I'm
Ah,
sure
crap, I
there's
don't want
some
these.
students who probably don't give a damn anyway.
Yeah, but they are few and far between, and destined for a life of petty crime.
Either that or getting beat black and blue by their parents.
So to give you a sense of how we roll all this, if I can have the game mechanic papers.
Sorry.
I'm going to need those since this is a new system I just created like last week.
Tuffy, what you doing?
Excuse
You
me.
need your claws trimmed, don't you, girl?
I am going to ask everybody to give me a will and meditation roll. If you don't have the meditation skill, you just roll dice equal to your attribute. So in this game system, you're always rolling your attribute dice. Sometimes you will roll skill dice as well, but normally you just add the skill bonus.
So what the hell am I rolling?
You're rolling a number of dice equal to your willpower.
So my willpower is 2, so I'm rolling 2 dice.
Yep.
6 and 2.
Oh. Oh.
Ah!
6 and a 2. What do I do then?
Okay. So with a 6, actually, the way the rolling system works, since you've rolled more 6s than anything else, you actually have a slam. You automatically pass.
Okay.
I got 3 total.
A 3 total. Did you roll more 1s than anything else?
I rolled a 2 and a 1.
So you roll, okay, so that equals out. So yes, so you actually have a, sorry, you have a failure automatically. At least you did not go bust. Let me make sure I have that correctly in my stats. Oh no, I changed that. They now are both a go bust. So you go bust. You are so anxious to get out, like out in the wilderness and leave things around, that you've like had a couple of teachers give you run-ins and stuff, and you're actually in detention.
Well, I'm already there.
In detention?
Yeah.
You're personally going to get detention. Why?
Yeah, because I blew up my locker.
Any school prank gone wrong?
Actually, it was an experiment.
I'm going to give you a chip for that.
Actually, it was an experiment in my lunchbox, but...
So, you all are sitting there in the detention hall, the two of you. And the teacher's like,
Hi, cuz.
stay here for an hour. About 15 minutes in, he goes, how you liking it? For those of you who can't see, my wife takes a pencil and starts pounding it on the counter to annoy the teacher. Both of you give me an intuition and psychology. If you don't have psychology, it's straight intuition on the teacher. This is going to be a very simple target number because it's going to be very easy. You need a 10.
Try it.
What am I rolling?
Intuition. Oh! Got a 10 and a slam.
Well, I got a 9.
That's a 4 and a 6, isn't it?
It's a 4 and a 5.
Oh, a 9. Okay, so you're 1 point shy. Sorry.
And nothing.
Nothing? Would anybody like to spend a chip to automatically pass this test?
I got a pile, so yeah, sure.
You both realize the teacher needs to get out of here too. He keeps looking at his cell phone. He's supposed to be somewhere. And they stuck him. He did something to piss the principal off too. They stuck him in detention.
Hey, Teach, I won't say nothing if you don't say nothing.
I got 6 in a row.
Teacher looks back and forth and goes, well, give me a speech roll on that. Charisma. Because the teacher does want to get out of there, and I like the idea, you get 2 bonus dice.
So I add 2 dice?
Right. Now, bonus dice are important because remember how I just did think about rolling the ones? Any one you roll on a bonus die does not count for going bust.
Okay.
Right? But 6s you roll do count for slamming in boxcars.
Okay, got a 6 and a
So
4.
speech, that's charisma
and a
based,
2.
right?
That is correct.
And
Now, what you're trying to beat is you're trying to beat
3.
his discipline. His discipline is well, he'd be an adult, it'd be a 3. His discipline is a 9. You've scored 9 or higher.
I got that.
No.
Oh!
I got 2 4s, a 3, and a 6.
2 4s, a 3, and a 6? All right, so you make the approach. Give me the speech roll. She tried. Well, Matt, you already made the roll. I need you to role play.
Oh.
She tried, and the teacher's like, yeah, I don't trust you, Miss Baker.
Well,
That.
if you think
Would you like
about
a rolling surface?
That might be good.
Do you have a rolling box?
No.
then you get your rolling box. I actually find them very good because your dice bounce off the sides and generally get you better rolls that way.
Mm.
Keep going, Matt.
Bring that box up.
No, that one's too big. Keep going. Give me your speech roll. I mean, give me
Hey.
your role play.
Teach, or what's his name?
Mr. Sanson.
Mr. Sanson.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Are you okay?
I'll start talking as soon as he stops trying to kill the dog.
It's okay. It's okay. It's all right. I'm so sorry. I didn't see you there. Okay, I'm so sorry, babe.
Mr. Sanson, I'll be happy to take her in my charge since, I'm only really here for an accident. I didn't actually do anything. I mean, sure, the property damage was rather extensive on that particular locker, but my parents paid for it. Or actually, I paid for it because I had to work it off. But you get the idea.
Well,
Go ahead and bring the box over here. I'll go ahead and cut it down.
you have a point.
That works.
That.
I said.
You have a point, Mr. Baker. Very well. Consider it my good deed for the year. Don't tell anyone. He'll let you out.
Yay!
Now, the last day of school, every year, the school has a annual sporting event they all get together to do. I did not actually print off the adventure. That they get together. And all the kids essentially go out to the school field and have a sporting event. It used to be football, but some parents have been concerned about concussion, so now it's soccer. And no one's happy about this, because this is the Midwest, and
No more-
football's a religion.
So no more football because of concussion, so now we're worried about shins going up in the nads.
Shins, broken knees. Yeah.
Makes so much sense. They could have at least done baseball or something.
All right. So you go out there and you see a soccer match going on as they're starting to line up the teams, and they'll see you, and one of the more popular kids comes over and says, "Hey guys, listen, I've already got your cousin Sam and your cousin Dorothy on the team. It means a lot to me." "Oh, she wants more love than Matt." My dog's actually pawing at Matt's hand for attention. Nah, not that much attention. So,
I'm not Frenching.
it really mean a lot to me if you guys join the team. I know it's not your normal thing, but I'm thinking like when you could be goalie and then one could be a backward. We're short. No one else wants to go up against. And he points over to the other team, and you see some pretty brutal people on the other side. These aren't the normal jocks. These are people that They've occasionally played. They've either been kicked off the sports teams for excessive cruelty. Some of them are petty thugs. You also see money changing hands.
That's never a good sign.
Their kids actually, you know, betting on the game.
Okay.
You're in?
Sure. Put me where you need me.
Put me in.
I got a sneaking suspicion that I'm going to
ready
be
to play
severely traumatized when this is
today.
over.
All right, so
That's okay. There's very few things that cannot be solved with the proper application of the proper chemicals. Give me 20 minutes, a syringe, and a ball.
so they line you all up. That's Dorothy.
Oh my god.
Well, we don't have access to our jock straps, so it's a little too late for that, but...
And that's Sam. So they line you all up, and you guys know Sam. I mean, obviously you're all cousins. Sam's his typical lovable lug. He's not particularly bright. He's not dumb, but he's he's put all of his emphasis into physical skills. And in his off time, he likes to play at the SCA.
We're all gonna die.
Dorothy is extremely always has a book in her hand. She can speak Latin and French fluently, with which she takes great pride. She loves cooking. She has cookbooks all over the place. Cooking's her main thing. She's also a little weird. Some of her interests go into the more auteur things. You've seen books on her shelves like Afro-Caribbean spirituality, hoodoo books, lots and lots of geek stuff. When Harry Potter came out and they gave her the books, you could not get her to respond to anything other than Hermione. She was 8 at the time. Okay? So, needless to say, she's a big hole geek. They've put her on goalie.
I look at her and go, we're all gonna die.
Out comes a player named Frank. Frank's like, hi, how y'all doing? I need your willpower.
Why?
He's cute.
And you're a teenager.
You're a 14-year-old teenager, which means your hormones are really peaking.
Five and a 2, 7.
7. You're kind of stunned for a round. You just kind of sit there looking at him and not knowing why.
Until the ball hits you.
Right? All right, guys. So here's what I need you to do. I need you both to play back. You're going to be our back halves, and then we're going to take the front line. These guys play really rough, so if one of them gets close to you, I'm not saying, stand up to them or anything, but I'm saying, don't back down. Maybe if you just kind of gristle and let them know those people watching, they won't do anything rough. But if they try something, let us know. Sam and I will take care of it. We already got an agreement, okay?
You got a ref?
Hey,
What?
are you listening to me?
I'm listening.
You got a ref in this game?
Yeah. Are you sick or something?
No.
You're turning pink.
It's hot out.
Liar. Charisma and speech.
Wait, what time of year is it again?
It's the last day of school, so it'd be the start of summer.
Okay, so it could
So you're
be.
lying.
Okay.
You're lying. I'm going to give you a bonus die.
Hey, baby.
Hey, that's Denise, right?
Uh-huh.
Duffy.
Did you roll your bonus die?
Yeah.
Oh, you only have one charisma?
Yeah, I have one
Okay.
charisma. And I got a 6 and a 2.
8. So it's a very easy lie. He believes it. He's like, okay. He walks off. You, however, are not deceived.
I roll my eyes.
That's all you do?
Yeah.
All right. So the game lines up. Give me a second while I
I'm not going to embarrass her in
print
front
our
of us.
adventure. Give you a minute to confer about how you want to handle the soccer match.
Oh, there's a ref, right?
There is a ref.
Hopefully he's not bought off too
The
much.
ref is a senior. He's on the football team.
Oh, yeah, we're screwed.
So two of you confer for a second while I actually get the adventure printed. I actually try to print it off.
And if anybody comes to me with the intention of hurting, I'm just going to fall on the ground, grab my knee, and scream out foul.
Pull a Neymar.
Yeah. Yep. I've seen enough soccer games on television to know how it's done.
That's pretty fucking funny. I gotta admit. All right.
Come on, dude. I got a streak of what? 1? What the hell do you think I'm going to do?
So is an agility of 4 pretty good?
Yep.
Yes.
Got a streak
So-
of 1.
okay.
3 is average for an adult.
Mm-hmm.
All right. For most teens, 3 is exceptional, 2 is average. So with the 4 agility, you're like super agile compared to most
So
teens.
she'll just run a lot.
So basically, you're gonna run screaming and waving your hands in the air. Ah!
All right. So the first thing I need is I need both y'all to give me a athletics and constitution to keep from being tired. Now on this one, you probably have the athletics skill. And if you have the athletics skill, you'll see a bonus behind it. A
You
number?
may know not.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But I believe the camper does. Am I right?
Yeah, I have a +6.
So you roll your constitution and add that number.
So it would be 3 dice for Constitution
Holy
and just
shit!
add 6.
Correct. And your target number for this is 10. The reason why you still have to roll is because you could theoretically go bust. You could roll once.
Yeah.
Well, I rolled a 6 and a 3, so I didn't roll 10, but I did get a 6.
Did you go bust?
Yeah, I rolled 2 1s and a 2.
Oh! Oh!
Oh my god, I actually did better than you.
So here's what happens. Matt, your character gets a little tired. He has 1 level of exhaustion. He's not much help during that first 10 minutes or so. Her character in the first 10 minutes sees Frank, gets stunned by Frank for a second, misses the ball pass, and lets the other team score a point. Everybody on your team's now glaring at you. You also have a level of exhaustion. Both of you now give me a perception and awareness roll.
Yeah, that I have.
Difficulty, this is while the game's going on, so that would be a difficulty of 15, that'd be moderate.
Did better that time.
Exactly 15. Okay.
Okay, so the tinker passes.
Yep.
So I got, on the dice, I've got 5, 10, and then I had my plus, right?
Yep.
So I'd make it 19.
So you both have it. Okay. As you're playing the game, you both notice this large crow. It's big by crow standards, right?
So it's a raven.
You think it's just a large crow. She gets an animal roll in a second to identify it. And it lands by where you all put your stuff. And it's pecking at Sam's backpack. Miss Camper, with your animal skill, roll me an animals and intelligence, difficulty 10.
Animals and intelligence?
Animals and intelligence.
Intelligence. So we actually.
To me, it just looked like a raven. I mean, for most people, the difference between a large crow and a raven is just like,
Most people don't know the difference between a large crow and a raven. There actually are some
Semantics.
physical differences
I know,
as well.
but for most people, it would be semantics. They would know the difference. I sure as hell would.
So I rolled 3 on the dice. Do I still add my bonus to it?
Yes,
Okay, so that's plus 12, so that
it's
actually
15.
15.
All right. So it's important to know what you roll because, again, this does have a limited degree of success arc. It's not the same kind of degree of success that we have in 20 plus 6, but it is there. Okay, so you're looking at the bird, and you realize that this bird is actually a European raven. We're in North America. Unless someone had an exotic pet and it got loose, that bird should not be here.
And then a soccer player slams into
Okay.
you.
Can she go over and chase it off from Sam's backpack real quick?
Sure. To do it and not lose your position in the game, I need an athletics and agility roll.
Oh boy.
And you're so screwed.
Well, she might get it. She's a camper. She's got an athletics bonus.
Yeah, I do.
They didn't do you a whole lot of good last time.
Well,
She went bust last time.
Yeah, last time.
And she goes bust this time.
No, actually I rolled a 6 and a 5.
So she slammed it.
So, yeah, 6,
Alright.
5 plus 6.
So you run over to the bag and you're like, hey, get away from her, get away from her. And the bird sees you, goes, ah, ah, ah. It's doing the whole, angry raven thing. When you get within 5 feet, it flies away.
Okay.
And it lands just 10 feet away and it's looking at you just balefully like, ah, ah. And my wife just stuck her tongue out and waggled her fingers at the bird.
I'll just give the bird the bird.
You hear a couple people say weirdo as they walk away. And now we're back to the game. Now you both have one level of exhaustion, so the target number, which had been 10, is now gone up by 5. The target number is now 15. Athletics and Constitution, 15.
I'm not even gonna make that. Even if I rolled 2 6s, I couldn't make that.
Well, that's where you could spend a drama point. The drama point would automatically set half your dice to 6, which means, what's your dice right now? Your agility. So you'd automatically get a slam if you did that. So you'd automatically pass.
So, yeah, 2.
Okay, you want to give me a jet?
Yeah, because otherwise I'm not gonna.
So you're gonna spend a chip to slam the roll.
I got 12, 13, 14, 15 on the dice.
That's good. And your athletics bonus is like a plus 12, isn't it?
It is a plus 6.
So that's 21.
The
15, 6? 21.
math.
Yes,
21.
math. Thank you for giving us a stereotype. So you make the roll. Okay, so you don't get any exhaustion this round, and this round your team manages to score. The score is now tied. Give me another perception and awareness, both of you. Because you are exhausted, the difficulty for this is plus 5. So it was 10 last round, now it's a 15. Was it 10 last round? I say it was 15 last round.
I don't know what it was.
That was while the game was going on. I said 15. So this one's actually a 20.
12.
Nope.
Nope.
12.
Okay.
Shoot, what's 13 plus 9?
13 and 9 is 21. You have it.
Okay.
In the middle of the game, you're sweating, you're tired. You look over,
Oh, shoot,
And-
die.
you see out of the corner of your eye a black shape. You're like, that damn crow's back on Sam's bag. And when you look, it's not a crow anymore. There's about a 3 foot, maybe 3.5 foot tall guy there. He's dressed in an old-timey frock coat, a half cape. He has on a monocle and mutton chops. You see all this clearly in this instant second. And he's fiddling with Sam's bag. The weirdest thing is that his hair is not hair, it's black feathers. Where a normal human being should have hair, he has nothing but black feathers. I need a willpower and resolve roll. This is really weird. This is your first experience with something that's not in the norm. So you need a 20.
Hey, kitty, kitty, kitty,
Can I,
kitty,
like,
kitty.
have
Sure.
it?
So that sets half your dice to 6. How many dice are you rolling from your willpower?
Kitty, kitty, kitty.
Just 2.
So you're automatically going to slam the roll. Roll 1 die.
Just 1 die?
Yeah, because half your dice are just, when you spend a draw point, half your
Okay.
dice get set to 6.
Hey, kitty, kitty, kitty.
It's not another 6. You don't have box cards, you just have a slam. You manage not to freak out, and you can actually say or do something.
Kick the ball over at him.
I don't, does she even have the ball at the moment?
Make a fate check.
Yeah, that's what fate checks are for.
Fate and athletics, 10 or better, you have the ball.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. I'm like sitting there going, where's fate? It's like, put it on there as luck.
What's your athletics?
So fate and athletics?
Yeah.
Fuck if I know. My athletics says 2 dice next to it, but I don't.
So you combine that with your.
Oh, that's a misprint. That should actually read fate for instead of luck. I'll fix that in the second character
I
sheet.
don't know. I'm not. For when I'm reading, so it's fate. So I do 1 die for fate, and then do the +6 for
Correct.
the athletics part.
Correct. Unless in the system, unless I call for you to make a total dice roll, you always just add the skill bonus to speed things
Okay.
up.
4 + 6.
10. You got it.
So
You have the ball.
I kick the ball at him.
Give me an athletics and agility to target that little guy. He's a small guy, and it's a pretty long shot. I'm going to say you need a 15.
Yeah, and your miss will do it, as long as you get his attention.
What's up, little girl?
You really.
Oh, that looks good.
You really hate that bird, don't you?
3, 3, so that's 6, that's 5. So that would make 11. Okay, that's 12. And then I have a 12 or 6 for athletics, so that makes it
18.
8.
Matt, you want cream?
Yes, please.
I got 18 total.
Excellent. You peg it. Bong. Roll me your strength +0. Now, he is small. So normally, every 3 points you would roll would be a wound. However, it is a soccer ball, so I'm going to increase his wound resistance to 5. Every 5 points you roll is a wound.
On the other hand, soccer
There you go.
balls are pretty firm. I've been nailed in the head by one kick pretty hard. That knocked me out flat on my ass. And I was 16 at the time.
What'd you get?
I got 8.
Oh! So, okay, he takes a wound level.
Ow.
He's now considered to be scratched, bruised. He backs away from the pack, but one of his hands is on the strap. So it ends up going with him. Before your eyes, he metamorphs into a raven and starts flying away with the pack in his beak.
Can I run after
Sure.
him?
We see you start running after him. Give me an athletics and agility to have enough speed to keep him in sight. Sam and Dorothy are like, what are you doing? And run with you because they assume something's wrong.
She's like shouting, he's got your bag, Sam!
And I just stand there and get plowed under by one of the assholes from the other team. Because I'm looking at them going, what the hell are they doing?
Sam's agility is a 2 and it's athletics. Oh no, that's Dorothy. Dorothy slams the roll. And Sam...
I need something to stir this with. Where's my pencil? Oh, there it is.
Sam almost goes bust. But they keep pace with you.
21.
If you need something to stir with, I do have like a drawer full of utensils, Matthew, rather than a pencil.
Yeah, this was out here.
21?
21.
All right, so you keep pace. Now, while you're keeping pace, the next track is to also keep your eyes on him because he's a flying creature and he's like flying through the trees and the light woods in the area, using him as cover. He's going to try to make an active stealth attempt. You have to make a perception and awareness to keep your vision on him. He also has a bonus for being small and a bonus for the cover. So give me a second, I'll give you this total.
How much of a negative for having the pack with him?
I'm going to give him a bonus die, too. What's that?
What's the negative for having the pack with him, though?
Oh, that's a good point. I'll take his bonus die away.
I mean, they know what that pack looks like.
He slams the roll.
Because
So, to find him, now this one, since he slammed the roll, you need to get a total of 25. If you don't slam the roll, it's also a 30 that you would need.
Where'd you get these cups?
I don't know.
I don't remember where we got that one from. Publix, maybe?
Yeah, I just like it. It holds the heat well. Most of my teacup
Let's see,
style.
I got a 6, 4, and 2.
I kind of slammed that.
6 and 4 make 10.
10,
So we have this thing
12.
we have this thing from old Star Wars games called counting 5s and counting 10s. If you take your dice and start dividing them up into 10s and 5s, it gets easier to come up with totals. So we got 10 plus a 4 and a 2 makes 16. Your awareness bonus.
My awareness is plus 9.
16 plus 9 is 25.
16 plus 9?
25.
Yeah, 25.
You have it. No, I say he slammed it. You need a 30. Okay, so you're one tier below. You think you know where he went. You can like see, so you have an idea, but you're going to have to take a while to find him. Roll a d6 to see how many minutes you are behind him.
2.
All right, so you're 2 minutes behind him, but you know where he went. He's headed towards town.
Meanwhile, I'm back on the field holding my knee screaming, foul, foul!
So I didn't have time to say it, but when Dorothy and Sam see her run, they actually yell for you. Damn it, Ed! Follow us! Yells Sam.
What?
And Sam's actually making a speech roll to try to command you to come with him. He has a total of 10. To resist, you'd have to roll an 11 on your willpower and resolve.
Oh, I'm not going to resist. Get the hell out of this thing.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Boom. Good. Not in the game anymore.
Yeah, pretty much.
Little geek not having to be athletic.
Just happened to run after a damn bird.
Okay.
Oh, I'm going to be pissed when I find out what this is all about.
Sam's like, what's going on? When he catches up to you.
Bird took off with your pack.
A bird took off my pack.
Yep.
Speech roll. You got to convince him. Remember, he didn't see it.
Oh,
He just saw you running.
I saw it.
Jesus.
Now, since this is the actual truth, I'm going to give you 2 bonus dice.
Hey, can I convince it? Can I?
Now, the way I've worked it, if he were an adult, there'd be an extra plus 10 to convince him because you're a teenager.
Oh boy.
Yeah, it's hard to convince an adult that you're seeing the truth because, you know, they don't want to believe these things. If you wish to help her, you can roll a bonus.
I didn't see the bird take off with it, but I did see the bird earlier.
What's your charisma?
1.
You may add your bonus die to her charisma roll.
Okay. And it's a 5.
So you get to add 5 from him trying to help you.
Because I didn't see the bird take off with it, but I did see the bird earlier.
10, so it would be 19, and I'll have speech, so they'd be 19.
And my 5.
So in the game system, so we're not always having to roll opposed dice totals each other. I have this thing you'll see here called passive defenses.
Yeah.
That's the number you have to roll over normally
Oh.
to get a base success. Sam's discipline is... Sam's discipline is only a 6.
Yeah, same as
So
mine.
what was your total again?
It's 19?
So you not only have convinced him... That's plus 15. Oh, no, just shy. You were 3 points shy of getting an extra bonus effect.
Mm.
So you convince him. He's like, okay. So maybe there was something on the bag that made the bird think it was food or something. But to carry away my bag, I had like 20 pounds of stuff in my bag. It's got to be a damn strong bird.
It was a big bird.
It's a really fucking weird bird is what it is.
Dorothy, being the bookworm, goes, you know, in the Audubon Society's field manual, they do say that full-size eagles and condors can actually lift almost up to 40 pounds of weight in the flyweight. If it's a large bird, it could probably... Dorothy puts his hand on her mouth. Not now. She says to him to make her point.
Well, it was a really big bird.
Right, okay, so you saw where it went.
Yeah, I went over this.
No big deal. We climb a tree, we get it. Wait a minute, we're almost at the edge of town.
Do you want your bag back or not?
I guess. Survival to track it. Survival and perception. If anybody wishes to help, you may each add a die and add to her roll. You get from Sam an extra 3, you get from Dorothy an extra 1. So it's 4 points bonus there.
Oh, hold on. I confused. It says survival woods, and it says the dice is 4. It says for the con, but my con is 3.
So you roll your 3 Constitution dice.
Uh-huh.
Your survival, you see behind it a plus bonus off the 4.
Yeah.
What's the plus bonus? 12?
It's 16.
16, because it's a tag skill. Great, so you're going to roll your 3 Constitution dice plus 16.
Okay.
Plus 4 from my 2 characters. So actually plus 20 plus 3. So you're rolling your Constitution plus 23. Target number for this is 30. It is a city.
So long as I don't go bust, I should be fine.
Mm-hmm.
Not a very big city, though.
Woo.
Yeah, there'd be asphalt, though, and concrete and stuff that would cover the tracks.
Yeah, it's a bird. It's not exactly walking.
2 boxcars.
So you slammed.
Yeah.
Okay.
14.
Normally you should be able to follow this trail, but as you're looking around, you see little bits of feather someplace, a little bit of scrap from the backpack
Probably broken
on buildings.
branches from the back.
You managed to track it to a shop. You walk through the main part of downtown off Main Street, and you come to an area of downtown that's like, if you have your downtown street this way, you have like a little off-angle side street. And it looks like it was originally when the town was like a Wild West town or something back during that period. Like an old small cart trail that people forgot about and just kind of built around. There are buildings along the sides of it, but they're all like, you know, partial build-outs. Like if you have your normal building, you have a partial build-out, they like put their dumpster behind. Or like there's a wall there. They're not like a whole room stuff. But the point is that it's a little out of the way, a little off the beaten track. Right? And in it you see crow track, crow track, crow track, boom. Boot, 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 boot to a door. Dorothy and Sam both go, okay, that's really weird. And they say it at the same time because being siblings and living together, they kind of had that twin thing going on.
Okay.
Yeah, no shit. I just march up to the door.
On the door is listed Mr. Wong's Wonderporium.
Mugwai.
Dorothy goes, I am getting the heebie-jeebies. And Sam goes, I don't remember this store ever being here.
Just be happy it's not Christmas time. Do you get that reference?
No.
Gremlins.
Gremlins.
Oh! It's been a really long time since I've seen that movie, so I don't
yes,
remember
I
it all
got the
that
name
well.
right off the bat.
Oh, okay. Well, does the shop show it's open?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll just walk right in then.
Ding, the bell goes off. Inside the shop, you see, like, Antiquarian's bookshop dream. There are books all along one shelf behind glass cases. On the other side, you see knickknacks, bric-a-brac, antiques. In the middle, there's a couple of tables. On the tables, you have books piled up. On one table, on the other table, you've got, like, vials and censers and glass bottles, right? All around the roof, you have these running mirrors. These running mirrors with, like, 8 sides on them. and these funny lines on them, which you don't know. Dorothy looks up at them and goes, "Those are I Ching Bagua mirrors.
Gesundheit?
They're supposed to ward off evil, but they're all reflected inside the shop. Like they're trying to keep something in," she says.
Oh, okay. Well, let's just find Sam's backpack and we can get out of here.
A faint odor is all throughout the shop. Everybody roll their intelligence dice. With your survival, you've probably encountered this. And with your tinker skill and your crew, you've probably encountered this. So I'm going to give you both 3 bonus dice. Very, very strong tobacco. And there's something else in it you can't quite detect. There's another odor to it.
Okay.
You don't think it's anything illegal, but there's another herb in it.
2 6s, 4, 2, 5, 4, 3.
So count your 5s for me. You have over 15?
Oh, yeah.
You recognize it too. It's definitely tobacco. There is another herb in it, but you can't tell what it is. Your first thought is that maybe someone's lacing it with ginseng.
You got 2 6s. Is that a slam or?
No, you have to have more 6s than you rolled anything else for a slam.
Oh, well, yeah, I did.
No.
I had 2 6s.
No,
1 4.
So you got 2 6s there on 5 dice. If you had a third 6, that'd be more 6s than anything else altogether. So you're not comparing it to the individual die roll. It has to be all the dice together.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. All right,
Right.
my bad.
Otherwise, you'd be slamming rolls all the time. Because it's a 1 in 6 chance in each die.
Okay.
Okay? So again, your first thought for your tinker is that someone's putting ginseng in their tobacco.
Alright, well, my character would probably conclude somebody just likes to smoke
Okay.
inside,
17,
which makes them a little lame, but whatever.
21, and 24.
Such a millennial. Actually, no, such a zoomer now. Right?
I got 24.
24?
Yeah.
24, you'll actually recognize it. It is ginseng, and there's also, you think, but you're not sure, a bit of opium.
My kind of guy.
From behind a desk layered with paperwork, bookshelves, and scrolls, you see a smoke plume come up.
Hello?
Over here.
Oh,
Walk
jeez.
over.
We're not going to be too stereotypical, are we?
Man steps up from behind the counter, and he has Asiatic features.
Mm-hmm.
He has his hair back in the Chinese K.
AC.
He's not wearing the little dorky Tong hat from like the 1920s and 30s movies. He just has his head barren. But he has 2 mustaches here, Fu Manchu style, and then 2 more here, and a 5th little like goatee mustache. He's got like 5 long frills rubbing down his chin.
Jeez.
And he's smoking a long stem pipe. And his fingernails are all very long.
Man, he looks like an extra out of a bad Chinese film.
Hello there.
Hi. My cousin here just got his backpack stolen and we managed to trace the culprit over here to your shop. Have you seen it?
Stolen.
Stolen, yeah.
Big black bird.
Willpower. Actually, intuitions, I should say. Intuition, if you have it, streetwise.
Big black bird.
I got a 5. Shit.
I got a 7.
7? Okay. You can't read past his expression other than he's annoyed at something. What'd you have total?
5.
You have no clue.
No.
You just see an adult do a typical adult thing of. I
Yeah.
see. Stolen. Wow.
Yeah, big black bird, ugly glare.
Describe the backpack to me, please.
Sam.
It was a canvas bag. Has a Janus Sport logo.
What color was it, Sam?
Oh, brown, man. Yes. He reaches under the desk, pulls up the backpack. I believe this might be yours then. Oh, dude, thanks. Sam opens up. He starts looking through it. He's like, here's my books. There's all that. Both of you roll a willpower real quick.
I got a 9.
5 and a 7.
A brief moment of curiosity overpowers your character. You
Okay.
peek over Sam's shoulder, getting a perception and awareness.
So I got an 8. So.
Oh, then you peek too. I thought you had more than 10.
Yeah.
You don't have more than 10?
No, I don't have more than
So
10.
you're peeking over Sam's shoulder too. Perception and awareness.
Come on, I'm cousins.
You're right, I should have made that higher. You need something to needle them with.
I'm a cousin, man. Of course I'm gonna look.
6 plus 9
5.
would be 21.
You're used to seeing Sam have things like The Song of Roland, King Arthur,
11.
the latest fantasy novel, whatever it is. But sitting in his backpack, there's a copy of 50 Shades of Grey with bookmarks.
This is more about my cousin than I want to know.
Oh,
17.
this is blackmail material right here.
17.
You see it too.
So, Sam, is there anything you want to tell us?
Elbow. I don't want him spilling the beans yet.
So I need a charisma and speech from you. I need an intuition from you.
Oh, come on. This is too good to pass up.
Here's how we're going to do
Get
this.
up, I'm just
Hold on.
saving it for later.
Here's how we're going to do this. You're going to roll your charisma and speech. I'm going to give you a bonus die because it's a great idea. We're going to subtract your roll from 20, and then that's the number he needs to roll over.
I rolled bust.
Oh, you didn't go bust. You went full snake eyes. Boom. So you need to roll 20 or more to understand that she's saying, no, no, no.
I only got a 7.
Nope, it doesn't register.
So, Sam, is there anything you wish to tell us? And you do not wish to tell us, do not wish us to tell your parents.
Sam slammed the roll, so he's like, and looks down. It's not porn. It's off the bookshelf. It's technically not porn, really, totally.
Yeah.
Dorothy rolls her eyes and goes, oh, please, you bought that? You could get fan fiction smut for free. And it's more informative about the autoarousal response. What? Oh, you're hopeless.
Not to mention, Sam, this is nothing more than smutty fan fiction. And don't ask me how I know that.
You hear a light chuckle from the adult, and he mutters something in Chinese. To which Dorothy looks back and goes, in Chinese, haltingly, because she's seen enough anime to try and imitate it. She says something to him, and he perks up. He then says something fluidly and rapidly in Chinese, and she goes, that's the extent of what I know. Anime? He asks. Anime? She says guilty.
I was thinking more like Chinese martial arts flicks because anime is in Japanese. Or Korean.
Is everything there? No, my grandfather's pocket watch is missing. Now you all know what this item is.
Why are you bringing that to school?
Your grandfather has a very valuable pocket watch that belonged to your grandmother, his wife, Sam and Dorothy's grandmother, who was the well, she'd be your aunt, right? I don't have my family tree up, but the thing is, being related, this is a very important pocket watch, and this is like the last thing he has of her because they lost everything else in the fire. All right, he doesn't even have a picture of her left. This is it. Sam had it because he was going to get worked on today after school. All right, finding someone to actually work on a mechanical watch these days is actually now kind of rare.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Right? You had offered to care for it, but grandfather didn't let you because you're a kid. Yeah. And he has the typical older adult thing of, oh, you're a kid, you don't really know what you're doing yet. Right?
Yeah, tell it to John Brown.
Plus, you blow things up.
That was once, and it was an accident. I underestimated the time it would take to burn through the fuse.
The man with the cigarette's like, describe the watch to me. Sam says, silver mother of pearl overlay, dove on the cover with a sign that says, God, he mentions a Bible verse. Yeah, Sam says the adult. I am terribly sorry, but the item you have requested, I sold it just a couple of moments before you came in.
Oh, shit.
I don't think you'll be able to recover it as it is. He pauses. You see him humming, hawing. In the hands of someone very reluctant to let it go. Your time here is done, children. You should probably go back to your home. I'm terribly sorry. Wait a minute. Dorothy defers to you.
Oh, go ahead.
Wait a minute. If you sold stolen goods, that makes you an accomplice. We can charge you, at least for the value of the watch. And how much is that watch, Sam? Nudge, nudge, nudge. $5,000 at least, he lies. The adult kind of like slyly closes his eyes, looks at Sam, looks at Dorothy, looks at you two. Children, the watch is now in the possession of someone who is dangerous. And the only reason why I sold them the watch is that to not sell them the watch would create more trouble than they're worth. I don't think you want to pursue this. Go home.
This is a family heirloom. It's a matter of honor. Not to mention our behinds.
He starts cursing fluently in Chinese and then looks at Dorothy and switches to French, which she also speaks.
She probably speaks that better than Chinese.
And so she starts cursing him back in French, and finally he goes into like Greek. I'm sorry, he goes into Latin, which she also speaks. It goes back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And finally he's like, well, fine, if that's how you feel with it. He looks around. I sold it to a clockwork goblin.
A what?
What?
You said that you saw a large bird steal the bag. What you saw was not a bird, it was a type of fairy called a corbyman. They are very mischievous creatures that live in England. They have since come here because the English brought them over with them when they emigrated. They can naturally turn into birds. They're normally not that malign, but they do have a habit to grab anything shiny. He probably sensed the watch and the magic attached to the watch because of the intense emotional attachment and thought it was something shiny he could sell because when he came in, he traded it for as much dross as he could get his hands on.
I wasn't imagining things.
No. He goes like this with his hand and a blue flame suddenly appears in the sky. Everybody roll willpower.
That's okay. I've seen Big Trouble in Little China.
Sam freaks. Dorothy goes, I knew it! And she starts making like Doctor Strange hand motions trying to imitate what he did.
Oh, geez.
And I slammed it.
You slammed it?
I got
Yeah.
6.
The first thing that comes to your mind is all those old mechanical theories about the universal aether, the power source that can like give perpetual motion. It looks kind of like that he's holding.
Oh, and Big Trouble in Little China.
Yeah. So
I
yes,
have spotted 3 movie references so far.
he extinguishes the flame and goes, so yes, children, when I say the watch is now in the hands of someone very dangerous, I am not exaggerating. Magic is a fact.
Okay.
Monsters are very real.
Okay.
And they can get very hungry. And you do not want to mess with this.
Okay. So are we doing a blow pant here or what?
Not everything is a bad Wu Zhao movie, he says.
Okay, well, damn it, I wouldn't get Old Man Jack, though.
He turns his head and goes, I am so tempted to practice necromancy just once to raise James Hong from the grave so I can beat his ass for that role. Making us all look like 2D carbon cutouts of a bad Fu Manchu movie, he says with completely no introspection.
I was about to say. And your mustache looks like what?
Dignified, he responds.
I personally thought that was one of the best roles I ever saw him in.
I fill in for my uncle for one day, and this is what I get.
Yeah, well, at least you're not trying to sell us a Mogwai.
He just glares at your character now. He really does not like you. Dorothy puts her hand over her mouth, and she's like, we really need the watch back. It's our grandfather's only memento of his wife.
Keep those fingers up there any longer, I'm gonna lick them. I got no charisma. I mean,
Stubs out the cigarette. He says, well, I can't tell you what to and what not to do. I'm not your parent. I've already given you advice, which you're clearly not going to heed.
Nope.
Very well. Do you see that grandfather clock over there?
Mm-hmm.
Will one of you kindly go open the door?
Go open the door.
You open the door, a bunch of clockwork gears kind of like move and meld. You hear sounds like stuff. And then all of a sudden, the back door of the grandfather clock opens. And on the other side, you see a wide, verdant field filled with flowers and sunlight.
So you have,
And you know that that's not Earth you're looking at.
you have Narnia in here? Or is that Fillory?
Mr. Lung, the shopkeeper, Wong's his uncle. This one's Mr. Lung. Mr. Lung just kind of rubs his head and goes, "Goddamn television. Goddamn Disney." He stomps around his shop kicking stuff.
Hey. The Magicians is not Disney, and it's originally a series of books.
He walks over to your two characters and the two NPCs, and he's like, "Very well. So on the other side of that door is where the Clockwork King came from. Although it's not exactly his land. You'll end up in Brightcroft first. You want to go to a place called Clankland. When you get there, I'm sure one of the Brightcroftians will be happy to guide you with their incredible chipperness.
You don't do chipper well, do you?
Brightcroft is a land that's always sunny, it's always pleasant, everything's jovial, everything's beautiful, and everything is
Happy?
good," he says with everything disgust. Annoyingly good. Sugary, sweet, good.
Well, that's not a problem. There's nothing that can't be solved with the proper application of the proper chemicals.
Is there anything we
I go over
should...
to this little desk there full of jars and filters and so on, and I start looking around.
Is there anything we should know before we got in there? Like, things we shouldn't do or should
In your world, magic is harder to work. Game mechanics, it's a +10 modifier to try to get magic to work on Earth. Over there, magic is as natural as breathing, but your higher technology devices have a harder time working. So if you bring through like an iPod, every time you try to reference the iPod or a GPS sensor, there's a +10 for that thing to try to work.
Okay.
Okay. The physical laws of your universe and the universe next door are the same. Gravity works, fire is hot, water is cold. Men and women still for some reason fall in love and are convinced it will solve all the world's problems.
Hey, it's
And,
very good. They may actually do that.
Evil over there is very real. Because over there, it can do more than just win.
No.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm assuming that all these little filters and bottles and so on are full of alchemy shit.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to start looking them over.
Roll me an intelligence and add your alchemy.
Yep. So, +6.
Mm-hmm. While he's doing that, Dorothy sees what you're doing, and she and Sam try to hide what you're doing by getting in front of Mr. Long.
Excellent.
She didn't do bad. So, if we're going to go to a strange foreign land, we probably need like a guidebook. You have a guidebook, don't you? Yes, I have a
15, 17.
$20.
17 plus 6 would be 23, right?
Yeah, you've got to give me a second while I run the ceiling and get to you. $20? How dare you take advantage of children like that? Have you no heart? Of course not. I'm Chinese. She doesn't know quite how to respond to that.
Of course not. I'm Chinese. We run over protesters
She
with tanks.
pulls out her purse, opens up. She has just $20. She hands it over. He gives you a guidebook to the realms beyond. And it's a big book like this. She opens it up. She's like, ooh, ooh, ooh. Dorothy? Dorothy?
I tug on her hair.
Huh? What? Oh, yeah. I'll keep the book safe. If we're going to a strange land, we probably need equipment, Sam says.
You know, I could run home real quick and get some of my other gear. Do guns work over there?
Time is of the essence, says Mr. Lung. And yes, firearms do work, but the more primitive the firearm, the higher the chance it will work. Game mechanics. If you're using a black powder weapon, no modifier. Revolver, +5. Revolver lever action, like +5. Modern firearm, +10, try to get it to work. From you, since you have a distraction, You identify several chemical elements. I shall not give you a list. We're going to say alchemy stuff.
Okay.
Right? And with your alchemy stuff, you get a +10 fate check to have whatever it is you need you're trying to grab out of the alchemy stuff.
Okay.
Okay. You see things like Quicksilver. It's like all the old alchemy names. Quicksilver, Essence of Etheria, the Nigradito. You know, all the stuff you see in those old alchemical textbooks, along with the alchemical instructions on how to use it properly, supposedly.
Okay,
Oh,
got that written down. And I'm busy stuffing all my book bag.
Well, do you have a bow and arrow and a flint?
Do you have a flintlock?
What?
Do we have a flintlock?